Hello and welcome to Pabbly. So in this video, we are going to discuss how to automatically add PhonePe received payment details to Google Sheet. So as you all know, PhonePe is one of the most popular UPI payment application in India. And a lot of PhonePe users want to add the received payment details, the payments which they receive on PhonePe, they want to add those details into a Google Sheet. But guys, PhonePe and Google Sheet don't have a direct connection, any kind of native integration between them. So that is why they are not able to do this. So in this video, we came up with an amazing automation in which whenever you are going to receive a new payment in PhonePe, automatically the details of that payment like the name of the user who has sent us the payment, the amount, transaction ID and other details of that payment will be automatically added as a new row into our Google Sheet. Now guys, how you can set up this automation between PhonePe and Google Sheet and collect your payment details automatically in Google Sheet? To know this, you have to come with me to my screen.
So as you can see, here we are on the Google Sheet in which we want to add the details of the payment which we are receiving on PhonePe. Now we want that every time we receive a payment on PhonePe, the details of that payment should be added into the Google Sheet. But here guys, as we discussed that PhonePe, Google Sheet don't have a direct connection between them. Now here guys, what we are going to do, every time we receive a payment on PhonePe, PhonePe will send us an email with the received payment details on our registered email address. So as you can see over here on my registered email address, I have received an email and in this email, you can see all the details of the payment. Here in subject line, you can see that we have received this amount from this user. And after this, here you can see all other details like transaction ID, the date of the payment, the credited account, the status of the transaction, bank reference number and message as well. So here, every time we receive a payment, PhonePe sends us the email with the payment details. Now what we are going to do, using this email which PhonePe is going to send us, we are going to extract the details of the payment which we have received using Pabbly Connect. And after that, after extracting those details, using Pabbly Connect workflow as well, automatically we are going to add the payment details in this Google Sheet. So how it is done? Let's see guys. So here you can see that we are on Pabbly Connect's dashboard. Now to reach this dashboard, you will get a free sign-up link of Pabbly Connect in the description box below. By clicking on that link, you can create your free Pabbly Connect account in just 2 minutes. And after creating your account, just click on this Create Workflow button and give this workflow a name. For example, I would like to name my workflow as Gmail to Google Sheets PhonePe payment details. And then just click on create. Now instead of this, you can give any name to your automation workflow according to your requirement. Now when we click on create, here you can see that a workflow is open over here. And in this workflow, we have two different windows. First one is the trigger window and second one is the action window. So triggers and actions are basically those two concepts, those two principles on which this whole automation works on, where the trigger says when this happens and the action says do this. So let's begin with our trigger window. So as I told you, our idea is first we have to get the emails which we are receiving on our Gmail account inside Pabbly Connect. So here in trigger window, we are going to connect our Gmail account with Pabbly Connect, and to do so, we will be using a feature, a module of Pabbly Connect that is called email parser. So here in trigger window, select email parser. After selecting email parser, here you can see that Pabbly Connect gave us an email address. And all the emails sent on this particular email address which Pabbly Connect gave us, all of those emails will be received inside this Pabbly Connect workflow. So what we are going to do, first we are going to forward all the emails which we are receiving on our Gmail account to this particular email address which Pabbly Connect gave us. So let's do this. Just copy this email address from here and you just have to follow all the instructions given below over here. So to forward all the emails from our Gmail account to this email address, just go to Gmail, click on the settings option and click on see all settings. After coming to the settings page, here you have an option of forwarding and POP/IMAP. Just click on it and here you have an option of adding the forwarding email. Click on this add a forwarding address and here in this box, paste the same email address which we have copied from Pabbly Connect and click on next. Then just click on proceed and after clicking on proceed, here we have received another pop-up which says a confirmation code has been sent to this email address which was given by Pabbly Connect to verify permission. Now Gmail has sent an email address, a confirmation email, a confirmation code on this particular email address. And as I told you, all the emails sent on this email address will be received inside Pabbly Connect. So here in our Pabbly Connect workflow, you can see that we have received some response. And in this response, you can see that we have received an email from Gmail team. And we will scroll down further, you can see the details of that mail as well. So here guys, you can see the body of the email as well. So here we have a response named as body text. And in this response, you can see the complete body of the email which we have received. So this is the email which Gmail team has sent us. And in this same email, you can see the confirmation code which they have sent. So just copy this confirmation code from this email body text response and then go to Gmail and then just paste it over here. Click on verify. And then this connection, this forwarding is been verified. Now after adding this email address, here we have two options. It is by default selected on disable forwarding. We have to change and select this option of forward a copy of incoming mails to this email address. And then just click on this save changes button. And that's it. That is it guys. We have successfully forwarded all the emails from our Gmail account to this particular email address given by email parser. So here guys, what we have done, the step 1 of setting up this automation is completed. Now what we have to do, we just have to click on this recapture email parser response button. And then again, it is showing us waiting for email parser response. Now, whenever we are going to receive an email on our Gmail account, automatically the details of that email will be received inside Pabbly Connect. So here guys, what I am going to do, I'll just ask one of my friends to send me some payment on PhonePe. So that PhonePe will send me an email with the payment details which I have received. And then we will capture the response of that same email inside Pabbly Connect. And after that, we will start setting up the automation further. So let's wait for a few seconds over here. And yes guys, here you can see that just now we have received an email from PhonePe of a payment which we have received. So here guys, let's open this email and you can see we have the subject line of received rupees 100 from this user. Then after that, when we will scroll down further in this email, you can see other details of this payment. Like we have the name of the user who has sent us the payment, from whom we have received the payment. We have the date, we have the amount, we have the transaction ID, the transaction status, in which bank account of ours this payment is created. You can see that too. You can see the bank reference number and also the message which they have sent with the payment. So guys, we have successfully received an email for the payment which we have received. And because we have forwarded the emails from our Gmail account to Pabbly Connect, we will see the details of this same email will also be captured inside Pabbly Connect. So let's see, we'll go to our Pabbly Connect workflow. And yes guys, here you can see that we have received an email on our Pabbly Connect account from PhonePe. Here you can see the same email address as well. Then after that, we will scroll down and here you can see the subject line of the email, the same subject line which we have received in the email. Then we will scroll down further and you can see other details to the email as well. And then here you can see a label of body text. And in this body text section, you can see all the details of the email with the payment details which we have received. So here you can see that in this email, in this body text section, you can see the details of the complete email from here. So here you can see the date of the payment which we have received. Here you can see that from which user we have received. Then you can see the amount. Then we have the transaction ID. Then we have the transaction status. Then we have the name of the bank account in which it is credited of ours. We have the reference number and also the message. Now this means guys, the step 1 of setting up this automation is completed. We have received the details of a payment from via email inside Pabbly Connect. So guys, after this, what we have to do in step 2, we have to add a condition. So by adding this email address, by adding this email parser, all the emails on our Gmail account will be sent to Pabbly Connect. But using this automation, we only want to get the details or process the details of the emails which we get from PhonePe of a received payment. So what we are going to do, we are going to use a filter. We are going to add a condition in this automation workflow in the next step so that only the emails which we receive from PhonePe for the received payment, only those emails will be processed using this automation, and using those emails, we are going to extract the payment details and add into the Google Sheet. So how it is done, how you can add these details over here, how you can basically add such kind of filter condition. Now to do this, just scroll down, come to our action window and here in choose app, select filter. After selecting filter by Pabbly, the first thing it asks us is the select label. That what is the label? What is the response on which we want to apply the filter? So from the drop down, here you can see a list of all the responses which we have received from PhonePe. So out of all of these responses, I want to set up a filter on this address, email address which we received. So from this email address, if we receive email from no reply@phonepay.com, only then the automation workflow will be continued. The filter type will be equals to, and the filter value will be this exact same value from which the same email address from which we have received the email. So this is it. Just copy it from here, scroll down and paste it over here in this value section. Now after this, just click on this add end condition button, and then this time in select label, we are going to set up a condition on subject line. So here we have the response of subject line. So select the label as subject, and then in filter types, we are going to select contains as the filter type this time. And because we only want to process the emails or the details or add the details of the payment which we receive. So we are here on the subject line, we are going to enter value as received. So this is the value. Like if we have received this word in the subject line on the email which we received from PhonePe, only those emails will be processed using this automation. And then just click on save and send test request button. After clicking on save and send test request, here you can see that it is showing us that the condition is true. Now this is because the email which we have captured, the email whose response we have received over here in Pabbly Connect, that email is received from this email address, and then we have this word received in the subject line of that email. Now here guys, the step 2 of setting up this automation is also completed. Now let's move to step 3. And in step 3, what we have to do, we have to actually extract the details of the payment from this body email. So here we have the response of body text, and from this response, one by one, we will be extracting all the details. So first we will get the response or extract the date, then we will get the name of the user who has sent us the payment, then the amount, then transaction ID, transaction status, and all of these details. And to extract these details, what we are going to do, we are going to use another feature of Pabbly Connect that is called text parser. So how it is done, let's see. Just scroll down, click on this add action step button, and here in choose app, search for text formatter. Just select it. After selecting text formatter by Pabbly, in action event from the drop down, select the action event X text parser. Just select it and click on connect. Now after selecting text parser, the first thing it asks us is the text. That what is the text? What is the response in which we want to extract some particular text or some data? So here we want to extract the details from this body text response. This is the response. This is the complete body of the email. So we have to basically map this response of body text over here in this text field. And the process of mapping is very simple. Just click on this field, and in the drop down below, you can see a list of all the responses which we have received from email parser. And from all of these responses, select this response of body text and map it over here. Now after this, the next thing it asks us is text match after. So the help text says enter the text after which you want to extract a string. For spaces, you can use space over here in this way. So here guys, we have to enter the text that after what text we want to extract a string, extract the data or extract a message or text from this complete body. So here guys, first we want to extract date, but we don't have any text before this date. So we are going to keep text match after this time for this time only blank. And then in text match before, we want to get the date before received from. So here in text match before, we are going to enter received from. And then just click on save and send test request. And after clicking on save and send test request, here you can see that we have received a response of the date. So we have received the text, we have extracted the text before this receive from over here. Whatever text we have entered while text match before, the same text we have extracted. Now after extracting the date, the next thing what we want to get is the name of the user who sent us the payment. So here we are going to have received from in text match after, and this rupee sign in text match before, but in the next step. So what we have to do, we have to actually replicate this exact same step once again. And you just don't have to add the step once again. You can actually just click on this copy step button, copy the exact same step, and click on this paste step below button on the right side of it. And you can see the same step, exact same step with the same map data is being pasted. And we also have the details. Now here in the second time, we wanted to add received from in text after. So we are going to enter received from in text after, and we wanted to add the rupee sign in text match before. So I'm just going to paste rupee sign in text match before, and then just click on save and send test request. Now after clicking on save and send test request, here you can see that the name of the user who has sent us the payment is now extracted from here, from this complete message. Now after the name of the user, the next thing we want to get is the amount. So for amount guys, the rupee text, the rupee symbol will be the text after, because we want to extract the amount after this rupee text, and txn.id. This will be the text before, because we want to get the text or the data between these two. So once again, we are going to use the same step of copy paste. In the next step, we have to do this. Just copy this step and paste it below. After pasting it, we have exact same details, but we are just going to text match before. We are just going to change the text match before and text match after. For example, txn space id, and click on save and send test request button. So in this way, we just have to keep on repeating this process, and we will extract all the details one by one. So we have extracted the amount as well. Now we want to get the transaction ID. So as you can guess, txn.id will be the text after, because we want to get the text after this, and txn.status will be text before in the next step. Just minimize this, copy this step, paste it below once again. And then here we are going to enter txn id as text match after, and then also a colon. We also have a colon over here, don't miss it. And then txn dot status. This will be the text before. We want to get the response before this. Okay, so we just made a mistake. We have entered the capital S, just change this to small and click on save and send test request. And yes, here you can see the transaction ID is also extracted. Now we want to get the transaction status. So here the transaction status colon will be text after, and credited to will be text before. Just copy this step, and in the next step we are going to extract the transaction status. Just click here. Transaction status will be text after, and then credited to will be text before. Click on save and send test request. Just a second, we forgot the colon. So in this way guys, you will see one by one we will extract all the details. So here we have received the text status. Then we want to get the account number, that at which account number this payment is credited. Just copy this step once again, paste it below. And then after pasting this, just select credited to as the text after, enter the colon, and then reference ref.no. This will be the text before. Click on save and send test request. And once again, now we will see the name of the bank account in which this amount is credited will be received. Now after this, we just have two more things, reference number and messages. So let's extract the reference number, copy the step as you can guess, paste it below. And after pasting this, here in text after match, just enter reference number dot colon, and then in text before match, we are going to enter message space colon, and click on save and send test request. And after clicking on save and send test request, here you can see that we have also extracted the reference number. Now for the one last time, we just have to copy this step, paste it once again, and then we have to extract the message which the user has sent with the payment. So here the text after will be message colon, and text before will be hi. So let's enter hi, and then click on save and send test request. So here you can see that we have extracted the message which the user has sent as well. Now this means we have successfully extracted all the details from the email which we have received from PhonePe on our Gmail account with the new payment details which we have received on PhonePe. So till now guys, what we have done, we have actually connected our Gmail account with PhonePe. so that every time we receive a payment on our PhonePe account, then the PhonePe is going to send us an email with the payment details which we have received. So we have actually received all the emails and we have added a filter condition that if the email is sent by PhonePe and it contain received this word in the subject line, then all of those email will be forwarded and the automation will be continued. If we receive an email from some other user, or if we receive an email from PhonePe but it does not have received this word in the subject line, then the automation will not be continued and we are not going to process that particular email. So here guys, after processing it, after fulfilling this filter condition, using text formatters feature text parser, we have actually extracted all the details from that email of a new payment. Now after extracting all of these details, we have to send these details to Google Sheet. And to do so, just click on this add action step for one last time over here. And then here in choose app, search for Google Sheets. Just select it. And then in action event from the drop down, select the action event as add new row. Click on connect and select add new connection. Now here guys, we have to connect our Google Sheets account with Pabbly Connect. And to make this connection, we have to click on this sign in with Google button. Select your Google Sheets account, scroll down and click on continue. And as we click on continue, we will see our Google Sheets account will get connected with Pabbly Connect. After making this connection, the first thing it asks us is to select the spreadsheet. And in the drop down below, you can see a list of all the spreadsheets which you have created in your Google Sheets account. So here guys, we are going to select the spreadsheet named as PhonePe Payments. So this is the Google Sheet which I have created, and in this Google Sheet, I want to add the details of all the payments which I receive on my PhonePe account. So here guys, we have selected this spreadsheet. After selecting the spreadsheet, it is asking us to select the sheet. So it is most likely possible that you might have created multiple sheets in a single spreadsheet. So here you have to select the sheet. Right now in this Google Sheet, I have created only one sheet named as received. So that is why from the drop down, we have selected received. And after this, you can see a list of all the details, all the columns, all the headers of data which we have created in a Google Sheet can be seen over here inside Pabbly Connect as fields. So guys, using text parser, we have actually extracted all the details from the email. And now what we have to do, we have to basically one by one map these details into their respective fields. And guys, the process of mapping is very simple. Simply click on this field, and from the drop down here you can see a list of all the responses which we have received from previous step. Out of all of these responses, using text parser, we have extracted the date of the payment. So from that response, select the response of date and map it over here. Then we have to map the name of the user, name of the person who has sent us the payment. So from the drop down, using text parser responses, we have also extracted the response for the name of the user. Just select that response and map it. Then let's map the amount. Just click here. By using text parser for the third time, we have extracted the amount. Let's map it. Let's map the transaction ID as well. So this is it. Select the response from the drop down, map it. Let's map the transaction status, that is successful. Then account credited. Select the account, reference number. This is it. And then message. So just select the response of message which the user has sent us with the payment and map it. So in this way, we have basically added all the details of a payment which we have received on email. After mapping all of these details into their respective fields, click on Save and Send Test Request button. After clicking on Save and Send Test Request, here you can see that we have received some response. And this response seems to be a positive response to us. This response shows that the data which we have mapped over here, basically the details of the payment which we have received on our PhonePe account, is now added into a Google Sheet as a new row. So let's check it. We will go to our Google Sheet. And yes guys, here you can see that the same details of a payment which we have just now received on our PhonePe account are now added as a new row in our Google Sheet. Here you can see the date of the payment. Here you can see the name of the customer, name of the user who sent us the payment. You can see the amount, transaction ID, transaction status, in which of our bank account on our PhonePe account this amount is created. You can see that too. You can see the reference number and the message which they have sent with the payment. Now this means the automation workflow which we have created in this video is working perfectly fine. So in this automation, guys, we have basically connected our Gmail account with Pabbly Connect in the trigger window so that every time we receive a payment on PhonePe and PhonePe sends us an email with the payment details which we have received, automatically this automation workflow will start. Then it will start processing this automation and extract the details of the payment from that email and automatically add those payment details into a Google Sheet as a new row. So guys, after setting up this automation, let's test this automation once. So we will wait until we receive another payment on our PhonePe account. And then as we receive that payment, we will also receive an email on our Gmail account for the same payment. And then the details of that payment will be added in our Google Sheet. So let's wait for another payment to receive. And yes guys, here you can see that just now I have received an email for another payment from PhonePe. So here you can see the details of the same payment which I have received. And we will see guys, automatically as we receive this payment, the details of the same payment will be added in our Google Sheet as a new row as well. So let's check our Google Sheet. And yes guys, here you can see that we have the same date, same name of the user who has made the payment, amount, the transaction ID of the payment, transaction status, account it is credited to, we have the reference number, and because while sending the payment, the user has not sent any message, here you can see the field of message is blank. Or instead of this, whatever message they are going to send, you can see the same message over here as well. So this means guys, the automation workflow which we have created in this video is working absolutely fine. So not just these applications, you can connect plenty of other applications using Pabbly Connect. And guys, one more important thing, you will find the clone link of the same workflow in the description box below. By clicking on that link, you can clone the same workflow into your own Pabbly Connect account and use this workflow for free. Also, let me tell you, Pabbly Connect offers you a free plan. And in this plan, you will get some free tasks every month into your own Pabbly Connect account. So if you want to try and test this automation, you can do it for absolutely free.
If you have any kind of doubts or queries, you can post them on forum.pabbly.com. So if this video was helpful to you, you can obviously like this video, comment down to your suggestion, and don't forget to share it with others. So guys, that's it for today's video. Thank you. Have a great day.